Spider-Man and Deadpool, two of my favorite superheroes, have a comic book that they've been doing for a while now, written by Robbie Thompson, called Spider-Man Deadpool. It's not very inventive. But when we last left off at that, the overall arc had completed. Except at the end of the whole story, Spider-Man and Deadpool were basically left with a robot, Master Matrix, who had been manipulating everything, but now he decided to become a good guy. Well, come on, it's a good robot's gonna work with Spider-Man and Deadpool? Well, it's a storyline called My Two Dads, as they try to teach him to be a superhero. If you've just wandered in here because of the title Spider-Man and Deadpool and you don't know where you are, well, you have found the Comicstorian channel. A channel where we take the storylines behind your favorite comic books, video games, and movies, and we break them down into a series that we call the Complete Story Series, where we take those elements and we tear them down into digestible bites so that we can read them back to you in an audiobook style format. So we add in music, we add in voices, and we tell you the plot so that you can keep up with pop culture, because there's way too much out there. Anyway, let's continue with today's storyline, Spider-Man and Deadpool, My Two Daddies! In our last video, Spider-Man and Deadpool saved the world from the killer LMDs that were sent out by the intelligent android named Master Matrix, who planned on replacing the human race. But as it turned out, Matrix did succeed in taking over the world, and Old Man Spider-Man and Old Pool actually had to come back from the future to help fix things. Now with the Master Matrix trying to do good, all that's left to do is clean up the rest of the LMDs running around. As Master Matrix jumps into the air saving Spider-Man from being hit by Mysterio, he excitedly yells, "I will save my two fathers!" Spider-Man kicks Doc Ock's LMD, stating, "We are not your dads!" And Deadpool tells Matrix, "Don't listen to Spider Daddy, kiddo!" As Deadpool shoots another LMD, he stops and says, "Actually, we're a family now. And family doesn't keep secrets from each other, which means that I can share with you Webb's real name!" Matrix punches Vulture, stating, "No, Spider-Man requested his identity remain a secret." Deadpool groans, "No fair! Fine! Don't tell Spider-Man about the Sasquatch-inspired costume that I found at his place. And definitely do not tell him about the fan art that's been made. Especially the ones set in medieval times. Those are for Patreon followers only." Spider-Man, who can clearly hear Deadpool, says, "Okay, I'm shutting this down quick. We can't risk raising a killer robot that our future selves had to come back and patch up." Deadpool tries to explain his point though. But while the two begin to bicker, Master Matrix finds himself surrounded by some of the LMDs. He releases a blast ripping through them, and then Spider-Man and Deadpool look back, with Deadpool shouting, "That's my kid!" The next morning at a former S.H.I.E.L.D. safe house, Spider-Man sits at a table with Mockingbird, stating, "All right, I can explain, Bobby." After a few awkward minutes, Spider-Man says, "Okay, I can't explain, Bobby." Mockingbird opens up a briefcase, stating that she understands that they want to do good and save that machine, but like most things in his life, he's wrong about this. They all know what the machine is capable of doing. That's why this device was made. It's a kill switch that will shut down Matrix permanently. Spider-Man leans over to take it, and then he stops, telling her, "I can't. I won't. My parents found Matrix and helped bring him into existence. He is family." Mockingbird sighs, telling him, "Fine. Keep the switch, though. If you're gonna try and have Matrix do good, you can start by keeping Matrix locked up here. There are spikes in magical energy popping up all over the city, and we can't pinpoint what the spikes are, but every time that there is one, there's a robbery shortly afterwards. Doctor Strange isn't picking up his phone, and I need to go back up the others in Detroit, so it's up to you to figure this thing out, Spider-Man." Meanwhile, over in the next room, Deadpool's looking at the shoddy apartment and says that he really loves what's been done with this place. "Do you need anything? Maybe a puppy?" Matrix sighs, asking, "Am I a disappointment?" Deadpool pulls up a chair, telling him, "Of course not! You've been wanting to murder the Sinister Six for 36 issues. Matrix then asks, "What about Spider-Man? Did I disappoint him?" And Deadpool yells, "Ha! Who cares? This is all about you now. How are you feeling, buddy?" Matrix takes a moment to think, and he says that he doesn't want to be the monster that ruins the future. Deadpool gets up and leaves, telling him, "You can't define yourself in the negative. Sit there and think about what you want to be. And when you do, well then we'll be ready to go for the next lesson." A short while later, Spider-Man and Deadpool, after getting a ping off of the tablet that Mockingbird gave them, head into the sewers of New Jersey. When the beeping starts to get louder, they find the Wrecking Crew. Spider-Man peeks around the corner, stating, "Wait, where's Thunderball?" A second later, the two heroes are hit from behind by a giant wrecking ball, and Thunderball tells them, "Right here!" Once the two of them get back up, they run in to fight the crew, and Deadpool tells them, "I don't want to be that guy, but shouldn't the guy with the wrecking ball be called the Wrecker?" Wrecker shouts to Piledriver to get the portal open, and Deadpool kicks Piledriver from behind, stating, "The portal isn't done recharging yet!" Spider-Man then webs up Bulldozer, asking, "How do you know? This is your fault, isn't it?" Thunderball grabs his chain, stating, "I have had enough of this," and he throws the wrecking ball, nearly missing Spider-Man. Spider-Man tells him, "Hey, you kinda missed." And Thunderball yells, "It wasn't meant to hit you!" Just then the walls of the sewer begin to crumble around them, and as the walls come down, there's a power blast that shoots over the two of them, destroying the debris. Through the smoke, Matrix steps out. Deadpool asks, "What are you doing here?" And Matrix tells him, "I'm trying to be helpful. You asked me what I wanted to be. It is helpful." Matrix gets ready to attack, but Spider-Man tells him, "Wait, don't do that!" And Matrix then charges up for another blast, but Wrecker shouts to Piledriver to just do it. Piledriver spins around, throws open another portal, and a few seconds later, a portal opens up in the middle of the jungle. Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Matrix all tumble out, with Spider-Man stating, "Oh, I really hate magic." Deadpool looks around asking, "Where are we? Hawaii?" And then Spider-Man sees something big stating, "Yeah, definitely not Hawaii. We're in the Savage Land." With that, a T-Rex roars, and it charges straight towards everybody. Later, after a hasty retreat, Spider-Man and Matrix set up camp while Deadpool gets comfortable with his surroundings, equipping himself with nothing but a Speedo and a spear. Matrix asks where did Deadpool's clothes go, and Spider-Man says that if he had $1 for every time that question's been asked. Spider-Man gets up, webbing up the spear, telling him, "Okay, I gotta know, what was that device you sold to the Wrecking Crew?" Deadpool thinks about it and says, "Well, I may have skimmed over the manual. It came from Asgard, and it's something that the Dark Elves or those ice zombies from the Game of Thrones, they used it to come to Midgard. S.H.I.E.L.D. confiscated it, and it's been sitting around, so I sold it. But enough about that. This is the vacation we've always wanted, Webbs." Spider-Man rubs his head, telling Deadpool, "Just watch the perimeter while I figure this out," and puts a freaking pants on. As the night winds down, Spider-Man takes off his mask, and he tells Matrix that there's something he's got to tell him. Matrix asks if it's about the kill switch that Mockingbird gave him. Spider-Man stares for a moment, and Matrix puts another log on the fire, stating, "Yes, I downloaded all of her files before leaving. But Mockingbird is right, I am unstable. You and Deadpool should be safe." Spider-Man takes out the kill switch and looks at it, stating, "We are safe," and he hands it to Matrix. Matrix looks at the switch, smiling, stating, "You're exactly like your parents described you." Spider-Man then asks, "What else do you remember?" Matrix tells him that they were kind and they did their best. "What do you remember?" Spider-Man thinks about it, and he tells him love. After a few moments of trying to understand, Matrix asks him, "What is love?" Spider-Man chuckles. "I'm sorry, it's just your phrasing was really close to a song lyric." Matrix looks at him again. "What is love?" And continuing with the song, Deadpool jumps out of the woods shouting, "Baby, don't hurt me! Don't hurt me no more!" After plugging his phone into Matrix, Deadpool and Matrix start dancing, and Spider-Man begins to ask everyone if they remember those dinosaurs. Well, they're back, guys. Deadpool grabs his spear, throwing it, yelling, "For Jeff Goldblum!" The spear bounces off the T-Rex's chest, and he says, "Doris." Everyone stops, and after a few moments, Deadpool asks, "Is it me or did that dinosaur just talk?" Deadpool tells him, Nah, I heard it too." And Spider-Man tells him, "Okay, at least highly advanced dinosaurs are going to eat us." The T-Rex leans down, stating, "I'm not going to kill any of you. After listening to your so-called banter, it's clear you're not aligned with the usurpers." Another dinosaur says, "The ones who enslaved us wield a wrecking ball. One looks like the Juggernaut, and they all generally have an unpleasant fragrance." The T-Rex then leads the three of them to the cliffside, stating that there's a building down there where the others have been taken. They know not of what they're doing, but it is hurting their kind and damaging their ecosystem. It seems machines are used to sway their kind and force them into labor. This madness ends today. Matrix raises his hand, stating, "Actually, I might have an idea as to why they are here." A projection of a map appears in all of the locations that were recently robbed. Matrix says that according to Mockingbird's reports, the Wrecking Crew have been hitting very specific locations. Based on where they've been before, it would appear that they're collecting parts to build a powerful drill. The last place where they went was a vault, but aside from money, inside it was a vibranium B drill bit. Spider-Man tells him, "That's it. There's tons of vibranium B under the Savage Land surface. That anti-metal would fetch a high price on the black market." Matrix's eyes begin to glow, stating, "I'm glad that I could help, but I will be even more helpful destroying those who would subjugate these creatures and..." Spider-Man stops him. Whoa. How about you just stay back and watch?" Deadpool yells, "Wait, we can't bench the kid. He had his trigger warning, so let's all just..." Matrix stops both of them, stating, "Please, do not fight. You are stronger when you work together. I will wait here, and if anything goes wrong, I will step in, under your guidance." Deadpool then says, "Just remember, I'm the one that's perfectly fine with him working out his rage feels through violence. I'm the cool dad." As everyone heads off, Matrix stands on the cliff alone, looking at the kill switch. He breaks it in half and then turns to follow the others. High in the sky, Deadpool rides a pterodactyl, stating, "All right, let's do this!" And he pulls out a large gun that clearly doesn't fit in any of his pouches. The heroes and the dinosaurs charge in onto the Wrecking Crew compound to try and free the enslaved dinosaurs. But just then a patch of vines lash out. The T-Rex yells to avoid the flora, but before he could finish, the vines have already grabbed onto everyone. While everyone struggles, Wrecker steps out stating, "All right, it's time for us to get digging." And as the giant gaping maw of a plant pulls Spider-Man and Deadpool in, Deadpool begins to shout, "All right, little shop of horrors, sing it with me now." As the plant finishes eating them, Bulldozer says, "See, told you they'd be dead." Wrecker looks at the plant stating, "In my experience, these guys never die. All this did was buy us some time, let's get out of here." Inside the plant, the vines begin to lower everyone towards a pit of acid so that the plant can digest them. Spider-Man begins to ask what are they going to do now, so Deadpool snaps his arm out of its socket stating, "Haha, I got this. I just need to grab a grenade." Spider-Man headbutts Deadpool telling him, "You can't use that. Then we'd all be blown to bits." Deadpool tells him, "Yeah, probably, but my bits grow back." Just then, the plant is electrocuted, releasing its grip on everyone, causing them to fall closer to the pit of acid. At the last second, a portal opens up, grabbing everyone, throwing them back outside. Spider-Man asks, "Did we just go through an Asgardian portal?" And Deadpool tells him, "I'm not sure. This one looked a little different. Maybe it was the color?" Spider-Man then asks, why would the Wrecking Crew be helping them? And the T-Rex says that perhaps one of his kind stole the portal from them. Deadpool turns around stating, "Whatever the case, we're free, so it's time to..." But before Deadpool could start walking, he bumps into a porta potty. He runs in, slamming the door, shouting, "Finally! 38 issues and I can finally go. Just go on ahead without me. I'll catch up in a while." The T-Rex asks, "Do we?" And Spider-Man tells him, "Yeah. Deadpool's no help to us anyway." As Deadpool sits down, he begins to laugh to himself that he really didn't have to go at all. He just wanted to read the next issue of their comic so he could see Webb's real name. And then there's a loud boom. The porta potty's walls fall down and Deadpool throws the comic stating, "I walked into my reference, didn't I?" As the T-Rex begins to lean down, it chomps onto Deadpool's upper half and it walks off. Up the path a little ways, Spider-Man rides on the back of one of the T-Rexes when suddenly a portal opens up and he's punched in the face. More portals begin to open up, allowing the Wrecking Crew to attack without actually being there until finally Spider-Man is knocked out. Piledriver steps out of the portal with Thunderball stating, "See? I knew that would be fun." Just then the sound of a T-Rex passing can be heard. Boom, boom, boom. Piledriver tells the T-Rex that this is perfect. "Go on and eat those creeps." Another boom goes off, but instead of coming from the T-Rex's feet, it comes out of its stomach. The T-Rex opens up its mouth, letting the fire out, and Deadpool's upper torso shoots out, attacking Piledriver, telling them, "This is what you get for interrupting my reading time." Spider-Man and the dinosaurs slowly begin to get up and they join into the fight. And as they push the Wrecking Crew back, Spider-Man tells them, "Look, Deadpool's height finally matches his IQ." Deadpool tells him, "You know, not your best work. At least being a dad finally justifies all your awful dad jokes." As the Wrecking Crew inches closer, there's a loud electrical thoom, knocking everyone back. And from the smoke, 3 people step out and the voice tells the Wrecking Crew to stand down and return what rightfully belongs to the Warriors 3. As the Asgardians join the fray, Spider-Man says, "Thanks for the help, Hogan. Your name is Hogan, right?" And Hogan tells him, "Aye, that it is." Hildegard yells, "Enough prattling! Hildegard has drinking to return to. Now where's the ring of the hidden paths?" Thunderball opens up a portal, throwing his ball through it, telling them, "It's right here." After a quiet chant from Hildegard, the portal closes, snapping the chain on the Wrecking Ball, and Thunderball laughs, stating, "First round's on me?" After punching Thunderball out and rounding up the rest, Fandral mutters to himself, "Elfish magic is the worst." And then a voice tells them, "Actually, it's not magic." Matrix steps out of a portal, continuing, stating, "It's technology from your world. With some salvaged parts, I was able to replicate it." Spider-Man then asks, "Are you the one that did all of this?" And Matrix tells him, "I thought that if I could force you to work with Deadpool, you would stop fighting, but it would seem that I am wrong. I wanted to be helpful, but I have failed. Next time I will not fail. I'm going to fix this once and for all." Matrix turns to go back into the portal and Spider-Man yells for him to wait. Spider-Man sighs as the portal closes, and he picks up Deadpool's upper body. Deadpool tells him, "I was checking out the last issue, and Matrix is right. We are stronger when we work together." Spider-Man tightens the webbing around his back to carry Deadpool, and he says, "I really hate my life." After regrowing his body, Spider-Man and Deadpool head out to try and locate Matrix by following his path of, clues. As Spider-Man and Deadpool look down into a warehouse with a stack of AIM bodies piling up, Spider-Man rubs his face, and Deadpool says, "Well, it looks good to me." Spider-Man yells, "No, this is your fault. We had one job, and it was to make sure that Matrix doesn't go crazy." Mockingbird was right. Matrix has started to become more and more like you. Deadpool sulks for a moment, and then he jumps down into the building, stating, "Hurry up! Mockingbird left us a Quinjet. If Matrix is like me, then he's gonna know where it is." Later, in Area 14, the neighborhood shield site filled with children guards. Spider-Man looks at the kids stating, You're kidding, right? He begins to wave at the children stating, I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, so I'm cool with whatever neighborhood watch thing you got going on. The children start to yell, Freedom Bringer returns! And Deadpool says, That's right, the Freedom Bringer! We should probably get going now. The children then state that they're thankful for the new sentry bots that their friend has brought to keep them safe. As Deadpool pulls Spider-Man away, he then asks, What's going on? And Deadpool says, Well, there's a vault and there's some tentacles and I thought that I met you here, but it was really the chameleon. Spider-Man stops him, stating, You have 30 seconds to explain. Deadpool tells him, Look, Matrix is fixing everything. All that stuff I screwed up, gone. This place is probably the biggest screw up. Below is a vault where a lot of things are stored, and Matrix steps out from in front of the vault house stating, It's where the chameleon began working on freeing me. Mockingbird yells for everyone to take him down, and as they run to the door, they all begin to bounce off of a force field. Matrix tells everyone, Please, I mean you no harm, I only wish to speak with, but Mockingbird shouts, No! I am done talking, as she pulls out a second kill switch. Spider-Man and Deadpool begin to scream for her to stop! She pushes the button, but nothing happens. Mockingbird looks at the switch asking what's going on, and Matrix tells her that he made some adjustments after reading your files. Please understand, this force field is to keep me in, not you out. There have been LMD sentries dispatched to each of the decommissioned shield warehouses to protect all of the weapons that you are housing, including myself. Spider-Man yells, He deserves to be free! And Matrix tells him, Perhaps in time. But for now, I will be staying here at Area 14. I have caused a lot of problems, so to make amends, I have cleared myself of all problems that Deadpool has created for you. I won't harm anyone unless you try to harm the occupants of Area 14. And if I am to stray, Matrix holds out his arm, creating a second kill switch, stating, You can use this to shut me down once and for all. Do we have an understanding? Mockingbird takes the switch, stating, No, I have better things to do right now. As she leaves, Matrix opens the door for Spider-Man and Deadpool. If you would, I would like to show you where I'm staying. Everyone heads inside, and as they go down into the vault, Matrix says that this shall become his new home. Deadpool tells him that he doesn't belong in a cage, but Matrix says, It isn't one. I am simply here to recharge and spend my time above with others. I choose to be here so that I may learn and grow. But what about Deadpool? Don't you belong in a cage for your sins? Spider-Man thinks about it for a moment and says, Honestly, I'm not sure. I can see him trying to do right, and if he keeps trying, well, that's good enough for me. Matrix then looks at Deadpool and tells him, This is your chance to tell Spider-Man how you really feel. Deadpool sighs, Well, I'm sorry for letting you down, for being you, for everything. The two stand in silence, and after a few moments, Spider-Man holds out his arms. Deadpool gasps, and like a giddy little kid, he runs into Spider-Man's arms, hugging him. Matrix then says, There is something else. Now that we are all on the same page, it is time for us to work on your friendship. He opens the door and both Spider-Man and Deadpool stare as Matrix tosses them a key. Later that day, Spider-Man and Deadpool go on a road trip in their new Spider-Pool buggy. Dead Spider buggy, whatever. Spider-Man and Deadpool have a buggy now. All right, now that we're at the end of the video, this is obviously the beginning of a giant arc, but I want to ask you guys a favor. I want you to go into the comments down below and I want you to try and come up with what the jingle would be for the Spider-Man Deadpool 1970s My Two Daddies TV show. I was thinking, one can spray webs, the other can throw knives, the two of them together, they're my two dads. What would you do? Something along those lines, Or, we could even get a little crazier, One's a serious guy, the other's got unicorn underpants. Together, they're my two dads. I got nothing, guys, so let me know what you think the jingle should be for the Spider-Man Deadpool 1970s television show, My Two Dads, okay? Maybe we could do something like an odd couple theme. I don't know. We have fun here at this channel, and if you like it, please consider subscribing to the channel. But don't forget, we will be continuing the storyline of Spider-Man and Deadpool, so if you stick around, you'll see more about it. I'll see you next time right here.